Section B of the Pacific Crest Trail stretches 100 miles from Warner Springs to the I-10 Oasis. We plan to hike it across 2 long weekends. In April, we went from Warner Springs to the Paradise Valley Cafe. In early June, my college roommate, trail name Duct, joined us for a 5-day trip over Mount San Jacinto.
Good morning all, we're back on the trail after time back at work for a while, so just excited to be back out here and trying to knock out 40 miles this weekend. It's a little chillier than we expected. Hopefully we're okay on this. We actually packed our lighter sleeping bags, so did not expect to be in the 30s this morning as we take off.
I think we can handle the river crossing though.
We've been following the stream for a few miles now. It's a beautiful spot. It's nice, just took a little break. Stopped for a little break here. Maybe last of the shade perhaps for a while. We were just getting ready to leave this creek bed that we've been finally got through. And got about 7.5 more miles today. Or so now, and getting hot, and it's been a pretty steady climb since we left the creek bed. A lot of exposed sun, not a great amount of breeze, a little bit of tough sledding. Took about a half an hour break for lunch, and trying to knock out 4 more miles. We are done for today. 14.3 miles. I am tired. It's still not even that late in the day, but I cannot go another step. Guys, it's about 5:45. Getting out on the trail. Good night's sleep. Great little spot to be in. And we are going to pick up water in about 3.5 miles here because we're a little bit low. But it's just a great spot. Great to be out here. Just the beauty of God's world. That time in the morning when we take off the extra layer here and enjoy the view.
Way down there, you can see Mike's place where we stopped to get water.
Here we are climbing out of Mike's place. Pretty good 700-foot climb to the cutoff for Combs Peak. Already hot today, so it's gonna be a tough one. Thankfully, it's still like right around 8 o'clock, so it's not terrible yet. One of those moments we just stop and say, wow. I'm sure this does not do justice to the beauty that we're seeing. Here we are, about 10 miles into our day. Pushing close to probably stop about 11:15 for lunch here in a little bit, and it's pretty hot out here.
Sat in the shade for an hour, and now we're walking up this hill to get back on the trail. It's about 2 o'clock. Pretty hot with a good breeze right now.
It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. We have about a mile left to our planned stop. We're thinking about maybe taking an extended break and trying to knock out a few more miles so that tomorrow we have a less than 10 to get into Paradise Valley Cafe, which would be nice. Make sure we can make it there for brunch, lunch. A sketchy water source here. That's the color it comes out. No, thank you. After getting to where we were expecting to camp, we decided we would go on a little further after a break under a restful, shaded tree. So here we are trying to knock out a couple more miles, and this way we'll have less than 10 tomorrow into Paradise Valley Cafe. pretty windy, so we're trying no fly tinting here. More people get down below us there. Leaving camp. It's about 5:45 in the morning again. Pretty good night's sleep. A bit of wind. We went without the fly cover on the tent, but went by about 4 o'clock in the morning. We're probably a little bit chilly. Here we go. We have about 9 miles till we hit Paradise Valley Cafe. Looking forward to some good food. We're just leaving Mary's place. We have about 6 miles to go till we hit the Paradise Valley Cafe, and a little bit of elevation gain, but it's early. Everything's better when it's early.
Getting close to done with about 1.5 miles left. Going along this ridge. See if I can show you the valley here in a second. We're way up high. When we finish, we'll go to Paradise Valley Cafe for breakfast or lunch and head home.
While on our Section A hike in March and our first weekend hike in April, we saw lots of PCT hikers. There were very few thru hikers out in June. Instead, we experienced higher temperatures, rattlesnakes, strong winds, and scant water supplies. However, the views were stunning, and despite the challenges, we enjoyed our time on trail.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Here we go.
Good morning. We're just leaving the Paradise Valley Cafe area, beginning our climb, and should have about 12 miles today. Could be a bit dry. Not sure if we'll hit a water source today, so we're loaded up pretty heavy. miles up from the Paradise Valley Cafe. Been a bit of a climb, particularly the last couple miles. And it's gotten hot, dry. Things are going all right. About 1:30 in the afternoon. We've done about 11 miles. Have another mile or so we get to go for what we anticipated we'd be able to do today. It's been quite an uphill climb all day. A couple thousand feet now, I think. And I'm feeling it. A little warm. Did a 1.5 hour siesta and are going to press on another 2.5 miles to another campsite just to get a little bit ahead, because tomorrow seems to be a bit of a tough day. So if we can get a little extra done today, puts us in a bit better shape. San Jacinto in the distance there, just amazing. This probably doesn't do justice to it, but it is beautiful. Trail this morning, 5:45. Got an interesting day because we got a ton of elevation change and desperately need to pick up water here in 3 miles. Been a really tough climb, coming up from basically half a mile after our campsite. We still have about a mile to go to Apache Springs, and we're basically out of water. Water at Apache Springs, great source. Took some time. That was a half mile down and a half mile tough, half mile coming back up. But we're all loaded down now and heading on our way. Still tough 7 miles ahead of us here with 2,000 feet of gain and 1,000 feet to climb. been absolutely rugged and rough. Scooch. Our day. It was only about 10 miles. It was rugged, lots of elevation gain, and 76 deadfalls, trees that we had to cross over. Once of losing the trail, many times of having it be just incredibly steep on each side of us. So it was a crazy day. Challenging, fun, beautiful views. Just taking off now. It's about 5:40 in the morning. Hoping to get into Idlewild today, and looking forward to perhaps getting a shower. Going down to where we're going to hit the junction into Idlewild at the top of the Devil's Slide Trail. A little bit of an uphill that we started, which was a good morning at 8,600 feet, and now downhill till we hit the junction. Here we are getting back on trail. This is Deer Springs Trail, about 4.5 miles up to the Pacific Crest Trail again. It's an uphill. 9:45. We're just getting ready to hit the trail. Should have maybe 14 miles today. Good water spot in about 3 miles, and then long 19 miles without water. So you got to be prepared coming out of that. Looking forward to the day. It's the North Fork of the San Jacinto River. Beautiful. Lots of water. First place we've seen with a lot, really, for this leg.
See if I can do this without falling in. That'd make a more interesting video.
Outtakes. Finished a long lunch. Actually did some cooking so that we could, because we had an opportunity to fill up with water, so we don't have quite the 19-mile carry now that we would have. So Trail Angel had left some water and filled us up, so that was great. We're on our way down to the top of San Jacinto, looking across San G, down in the valleys of 10, over towards Banning. Taking a break, 2:30 in the afternoon, and rattlesnakes are out. hoping we don't run into any more. Here we are at 197.2 or 3, something like that, and we're going to try to knock out 3+ more miles after a siesta, just to make it a shorter walkout tomorrow. Going this morning at about 5:15, trying to get an early start because we're out in the desert and it's already hot. Cowboy camp last night in a windstorm, nasty, sand all over everything, a little rough going, and now we're about a mile down the trail already. Had a little scare that Jody lost her glasses. Turned out, nope, we're good. So here we are. We got about 8 miles left or so to finish today. Section B in the books. Here's the I-10 Oasis, famous for usually having trail angels here and cold water and such. Not sure there'll be anything now.